time of the week again. A very good evening to you and yours, and welcome to Football on 216. This is your ultimate destination to all things the Gauteng Development League. Week in, week out, we give you all the action, the drama, and the goals that we are presented to by the finest when it comes to development football within the country. Delighted to be your captain. Always joined by a powerhouse team when it comes to vernac commentary within the country. They serve it up hot, saucy, and spicy week in, week out. Talking about the spice, let's find out what their favorite foods are. We'll start with a man who's all the way from the Northwest. His name is Orapeleng Mokhaki, and funny enough, in Northwest, where do we find lasagna? Because that's your favorite dish.
Yeah, my favorite dish. Yeah, lasagna. It's the quickest meal to prepare. And it's very nice.
Quickest meal to prepare lasagna?
Yeah.
Do you make it from scratch with the sheets and everything?
And everything, yeah. Oven wise, shapara go ovening. She does all pelo cheesing yana that's
Oh. Level?
No. Talking about the bafana nami. Bawuthi lasagna, so abazi ukuthi ukhuluma ngani. Yini lasagna?
Yini lasagna?
Ntwana lasagna ke macaroni utsenya minsi obore cheese obore oven. Ebe ina le that crunchy cheese on top. Obore khwa.
Tapas, you just see it like this. Absolutely love it for you. But from one side of the world to the other side of the world, a man who loves his traditional cuisine, you take him kwa mai and he's the happiest of them all.
Mari obvious. That's so obvious.
Like abantu understanding ngingahamba masenza ama games lawa Saturday, you know, Sunday nabo Mac na
Resa.
The same, what you call besi lapha Max Park. Is it Max Park? Ngiza lapha
yeah, ke Max Park.
Awu Mac bayakhala uthi mfethu wena uphetheni isikopho mina manginesikopho
Yeah.
anything else
I scope on the pot too. They eat it like this if you don't know. But we like to call him Master Chef. He likes to say that let them cook. But at this point, whenever there is a mqimbi, whenever there is a function, we let him cook because he's the braai master.
Ntsala ke nna ke a besa ke besa sengwe se nkutlo ke phela ke o manyiwa.
Yeah.
Ke besa go. Ke besa go tlhetela motho and na le fiso so. Fiso ke khona go motsare go mai ra go linka ine ka sena ka nyola bana ba na ba mpitsa enkabe ya mzu ya Motswana.
Enkabe ya Motswana.
Yes. Hostel.
Ntsala ke tsena hostel kwa Ntlanzeni motlhi ba
Well, there you have it. That's my powerhouse team that I get to roll with today. You know them very well. You know their voices. And obviously, this is a show to bring you just a little bit closer as to who they really are. As I said, the Gauteng Development League is officially in full swing. And this weekend was the first weekend of the 2025 season. Alts Park, the rookies and the newcomers within the club were met by a humdinger by Mamelodi Sundowns, talking about the under-13s. So, you have the lowdown as far as Guti. Why Baba Shaiganje? First of all, I'm going to let you do the score. I don't want to be the one to break the news for those who don't know.
Isikoro bafethu beku
what does it?
ilishumi.
What does it?
Ilishumi nesikhombisa. Isikoro ishumi nesikhombisa.
Okay, tlakile ke shumi lesikhombisa. Lishumi it's 10.
Yes.
Isikhombisa is 7. Phakamisu 7.
Yeah.
17 goals.
Amagoli angenile lapha. Masithi yapeka wena into yenzakalile nge-S Park oqala ifike igame ingaqali. Ifike game before iqala 5 minutes before igame iqala athi sibe late. Abawo maphanga. That's number 1.
Okay.
Afike late. Igame isekudala icalelo yazi Sundowns injani. They were like, "Hayi, so nikeza igrace. If bengenye iteam izotha sesiwinile siyahamba." But they were like, "Hayi, no, cool. Zokalani." Igame kahlahle bemela biqale ngo 9:30 or something. Bafika late. Abawo maphanga bangena egroundini. Number 2, ama player abo mangizwa kuthiwa ama player abo lawa answempu lawa abenza ukuthi ba qualify ne awana ama passport wonke ama passports awa expired kunalezo inkinga lezo yabona kusese naleyo ama issue lawo so yinto eyenzeka but umuntu ayibuza ukuthi bekufanele ukuthi beze badliwa 17 even if ama player wekho cause angithi bona abantu aba 11 egroundini.
I guess then the question also then becomes what happens to the preparation, right? Because they knew they were promoted. Why didn't they get players with passports and all the documentation prior to the start of the season?
Ga ke itse gore gongwe ga bana le batshameki ene nka ganana le yone ya gore di passport ga di ba itse gore ga o tla mo GDL so sa ntlha se se batlegang ke passport yaanong ke ganana le yone ya gore ga bana ba tshameki beke e tlang gape ke go a tshamekiwa ba ilo ira yang
okunye yona into mina le phela ngithi ngiyena ngabuza cause team yasenkambini edekile yazi nani ngiyathanda enkambini yasenkambini yaseJimmiston team lena so ngile ngafona ngabuza kwenzakalani bangitshela ngama passport but okunye lalela sikhuluma ngolunga lobela obuye Saudi Arabia ubuye kuyodla Man City December
Danko.
so bafethu kahleni
yeah
bound to happen ubuye kwashaya Man City December lo muntu ubuye Saudi Arabia December so it was
I beg your pardon, I did say that it was the under 13s. It was not the under 13s. We now have them as under 14s. Lunga Nombela has always been a man talking about consistency. So even if he doesn't win the league, he'll say, but these kids will still play next season because of the age.
Kgaitsedi ya ka Sfiso o buile nnete re bua ka Lunga Nobela monno e leng gore Ramiti ke ene e leng gore wa kgona go aga go tloga go fatshe ka yalo for me ke go ba buela maka wana go Elspark ntsala ke ka gonne so sa ntlha o spine sa team ha se seo la itse mo bolong wa luza motshameka le monoso ba le babedi the spine ka o bua gore ba le bantsi ba le ba tletse go tshameka ne ba seo so nna for me ke go ba utlwela botlhoko yes 17 ke goal tse di go godimo mare ke ba utlwela man the spine ne se seo a re bona spine se nna teng go tle go diragala
ke kopa go e baakanya re santsene re le fo gonne Lunga Nobela nka rialo ke re tsere karolo mo goreng a baakanya setlhopha se leng gore se tshamekile Lunga Nobela ke coach ya under 13 he remains with under 13 under 14 ina le mokatisi o mosha o tswang ka fa I think o tswa ka mo Joburg City
o phuma Joburg
City o bua ka fa Joburg City
une UEFA A license phuma Joburg City but kodwa lokho akumele sikuvimbe ukuthi ama player wonke adedlala akalunga Nobela
exactly that's why ke re ga ke itse go tswa go go Lunga I still give it to Lunga to say the team that played Lunga Nobela.
Yeah. This weekend, we had the privilege of being with Umomo Sugazi. She was with us. It was so great to be with her. Mimosa. And obviously, the first thing when you see Momo, you think of TS Galaxy.
Clean.
I walked with her through the pitch, right? And through the parents. And a lot of people were saying, TS Galaxy this weekend played up against Resa. Just with the situation being up in the air, not everyone knowing exactly. Do you think it's being handled correctly and okay as of now?
Go fitla ga jana re bone re ka re go fitla ga jana dilo tsa bone di tsamaya sentle ka gore se batsadi ba ne ba skopa go gore ba tse se tlhopha ba stamaise ba khonne go honora fixture this weekend ra itse gore ga ba tshameka go top 8 ka ntla gore di registration link di nile go morago le di passport tseo but this weekend ba tshamekile na ba etetse ko Resa you can see gore change of personnel, change of coaching, the boardroom staff the impact the players they've lost lots of good players go the team in so they lost go Resa. They managed to score only 2 goals under 15 and under 17. Under 14 played by GDL 0, under 19 by GDL 0 Leon. So I think atla TS Galaxy atla itla mo.
But okunye masingakhuluma nje iqiniso iTS Galaxy bengakabi team eshaya iResa vele. Ngeke ngokuthi kwenzakalani masikhuluma from last year from mina
Sfiso buela ka
like seriously iTS Galaxy ibingayishaya iResa sesingasho vele manje ukuthi hayi no inkinga zasema boardroom nani but lama result la yonabonile even if bengekho inkinga mhlambe bengenze something but TS Galaxy bingayishaya iResa siyakwazi lokho so mhlawumbe commentate awukwazi
but also then one would say you need to really commend Remember Elite Sports Academy.
Kgaitsedi ya motho ra itse Resa ha re ya kwa chairman ya teng ra itse ka mogaratang kgwele ka teng ka yalo Resa ra itse ba kgonne go aga le coach wa rena tswa teng go coach Koskarinyo wa itse gore kwa go apeiwa ka yalo bua nnete tshwantse re mone mabloma gage re ne mabloma ke bua ka Resa ka gore ba tshameka Sfiso bua nnete ra itse gore ba tshameka ne ba tabogisa league last 17 so wa bo o gona go bona gore maikemisetso a teng ka jalo ai Resa ntwana re tlo go bona ba tlo dirang
just quickly before we go to an ad break, it was the first weekend back. I just want to know from you guys, how was it like to be back in the GDL?
Yo ntwana yo
go monate thata le dino tse ileng gore khale re letse o di bona di no sitse mo mafelo a beng
already
the saves the goals ke ra gore mogedi a ska tsama ka gore ga re boa gape
it's going to be really exciting. Sfiso ngifuna ukwazi kuwe masibuyi
okay cool.
Ukuthi bekunjani and also remind me as to what your first words are. You at home, make sure that you go absolutely nowhere. Keep the conversation going on social media. Use the hashtag the only one that matters. It's hashtag football on 216 Raboy. Well, it's your home of development football where the sport matters the most. It's Football on 216 exclusive to SuperSport schools as well as SABC+. Where have you ever? Call us Mavericks if you will, because we bring together two organizations and two institutions that certainly are seen as competitors. It's Football on 216 and we're reliving all the magical moments of the weekend. It was all about SuperSport United as well as KAIZER Chiefs. It was a clash of two giants as we opened up the new season. The best way for us to open, if you do ask me, sis.
Yeah, before samba seprekini yakho mulube ngifuna ukuntshela. Into engijabulele. So into uyakhumbula sibuzile ukuthi sifila kanjani sibuye. Into engiyibonile esingayinaki. Lezi ntwana ziyakhula phambi kwethu.
Yemona bakhula.
Like bayakhula phambi kwethu like ngibone abo Kobe Sinclair like manda 19 I'm like ufike ngana 19. So into engijabulisayo ngayo lento into sibonile I think bingekho enye indlela besingaqala ngayo Gauteng Development League ngaphandle kwe SuperSport ne KAIZER Chiefs because obviously masiqala mangathiwa siyayithengisa kumuntu ongakaza ayibukela Gauteng Development League uthi na first game KAIZER Chiefs, SuperSport United. Yes,
Lalela. Eskom Megawatt Park is exactly where we're at. But you at home, we want you, if you have any magical moments that you love about the Gauteng Development League, send it through. We want you to be part of the show. It is a show that is curated just for you. It's hashtag Football on 216, talking about SuperSport United and KAIZER Chiefs going head-to-head in the first weekend. We also have a clash of the twins, and that is within the under-14 encounter. You got to speak to the twins. I want you to introduce them because we did that interview with you.
Nsalake onkarabile.
Yeah.
Tiro. Ne? Leke o rapetse tiro. Ma twins ba khaitsela motho. Guess what? Ba nosa.
Kahle kahle.
Akaqalanga
kahle amagama abakanje. Okay. U rapetsi wankaraba. Yena
Okay. Yeah, all right. Ha re tswa ntla ke ofe.
Okay.
Yeah,
mare nna ke le motsadi ke o rapetse.
Alrighty.
Amen.
Well, it was a clash of the twins and the under-14s took it too personal, that being the under-14s of KAIZER Chiefs as well as SuperSport United. They fought for the twins. We caught up with them after the game and this is what they had to say.
Ailalela magumnandi ipinking, it is football on 216 le khaela ga go la youth football le mo go nna no yana ke di bommele ma twins ke na le onkarabile ke na le ke o rapetse o tla mona mona te go re batsadi ne ba reng ke rapetse ke arabile ntonaka. How does it feel scoring against KAIZER Chiefs where your brother is playing?
Feels incredible, you know, like I didn't play last season and I'm getting to showcase my talent the way that he did. So I feel glad that I scored and equalized last minute.
So do you feel like maybe you are on the same level as him because he's been playing for a long time, you know that, so you guys are competing but not for the same team. So do you think maybe you are on his level now?
I think the way that we started with top 8, I think I'm getting the hang of it and I can say that we're on the same level.
So what is your personal goal for this season?
Win the league and win the top 8.
Oh, in the top 8?
Yes.
Thank you so much, my LT. Ntwana, he has scored against you, this guy here. He's your twin brother. How do you feel?
It feels incredible that although I scored, I was happy, but to see him score was a bittersweet moment because, yes, I was happy that he scored, but I was against us. So I think that's what makes it bittersweet. But yeah, he's getting to showcase his talent. He's doing well. We are around the same level, and he's going to do well. He's going to do good.
So now you played for under 13 last season. Now you're playing for under 14 and you're going to play again for under 15. How does it make you feel that you're actually getting more and more involved?
It makes me feel happy because in general, I love football. The more I get minutes, the more I love it. So I think it's just the love of it and the way you love it, you always want more and more and more and more. Okay. So yeah, it's very good.
That was Football on 216. Mnandi Maguwe.
Well, they don't call it the beautiful game for nothing. It's surely one thing that brings us together. And in some instances, just like SuperSport United and KAIZER Chiefs, it is actually blood family who go head-to-head, turn rivals for the 90 minutes. And then after that, they get to become family yet again. Those are the stories that we love.
Hey, last minute.
He scored directly after his brother.
Yeah. I think the difference is 7 minutes. One 53 minutes.
Yeah.
60. Hey, go botlhoko mara go monate na ba kana because ba go level ba and ra ba itse ba kutse makawana or sa meeting thata spiso ke SuperSport ka gonne go rapetse se tere mo tloaetse ba tere mo gore ditlhase di atla.
Yeah. Well, we saw him within the top 8. He already had what, a hat trick?
Yeah.
So he's coming, and he's not just getting the support of everyone who loves him, but also of his brother. Let's go to the moments of the weekend, because it was the under-15s that went head-to-head. There was a save that took place, a massive save that really turned the stove up. Orapeleng, I want you to take us through this one.
Itu nga go rare le ka bona leno la Mlungisi Sithole. Ke bona gore ona maitemogelo a gagwe a gola. Lebella fela jaaka ga dira gatsa fale. Maitemogelo a le ka bona leno a gola. O gopole gore mo setlheng se se fitileng ba mo tsere ba mo isa ko Randburg gore a kry game time. O tswa mo diatleng tsa ga Edgar Makgonyane o ile gore ke mokatisi wa ba tshwara dinoko KAIZER CHIEFS. O gopole gape le ka bona le la ga SuperSport motshwara dino wa setlhopha sa Mamelodi Sundowns o na le kwa Randburg AFC mo go mo fitileng na katiswa ke SuperSport wa bona fela maitemogelo a tsang fa gore number 1 ke bone le ko Instagram a botsa itumeleng khune gore a ke yone Grootman.
Absolutely love that, and that's what we love about the Gauteng Development League. Talking about those goalkeepers, there were a lot of great saves that we saw at the weekend. I want you to take a look at this one that was made by SuperSport United, one that certainly also just got people sitting on the edge of their seats, and surely one we can also send to Itumeleng Khune.
Bona fela kgaitsedi ya ka go dira ba bona mo le ba paletswe go bua kgaitsedi ka gonne tshwantse motshwara dina a bua gore monna ke atla ka gonne ke batshameki ba bedi ba tshameka tlhopha tsa senotsi fela ka jalo communication ke yone le gore a ya nna teng fela ke akanya gore tshwantse ha ba gola ntse ba ikatisa ntse like ba utlwane ba reetsane gore okay mang o kae ka gone a go diragalana ntse like le ka tswa kotsi le tshameka tlhopha se le senotsi.
Ne go bolela ka SuperSport ke tlo bua ka ena ka gore ke bone di training tsa session tsa gaga di le dintsi ka for Randburg. Go na le session e ba a drill e ba ira o go latlhella bolo ko dimo, then you have to scream keeper when you go for the ball. So ke nagana gore Mthokozisi Khoza fale ga ka bitsa keeper cause player ya gagwe ne tletse ke itse voice as piece ga re keeper then ka itse gore it's covered. So communication eo ke makawana sa le banyane ke tsapa gore ba tla iluki.
Yeah, but ngicabanga ukuthi ngendlela elenze ngalo la ball lelana wonke umuntu beseduze wonke so bengekho i-chance yokuthi keeper lapha, so wonke umuntu befuna ukuprotect iball because at least mawuthi keeper usesekude and then ngiyazi ngiyakuyekela, but wonke umuntu bebheke ukulokhu ukudefenda lapha because ibe kuyilokhu free kick iyazama ungena. But into engithandile ngogoalkeeper bayilokhu SuperSport United bantswepha kakhulu from under 13 from under 13 bantswepha kakhulu abagoalkeeper beSuperSport United konke ehlanganayo lapha kwi-goalkeeper coaching ya SuperSport United.
Tiamo Mosana, a name that we know very well. He becomes captain for the under-14, or for the under-15s. We know him, and this weekend he got himself a brace for KAIZER CHIEFS.
Kgaitsedi motho o bua ka Tiamo Mosana o bua ka motshameko le gore re mona ka sefiso gore ba godile mo ka le ka ne le nyane thata bona gompieno monna ba le bang bona ka mogwa tseneng ka tentse like o itse ke go khata in o bona pale e chaile.
Let's ke batlo highlight something lebella gore bolo e tswa koma ke batlo efa o lebella those 2 goals tse leng gore le ka bona lela Mosani le kuri ke batlo fa credit to Khumo Modiba. Khumo Modiba o na tshameka left back mare mo lebelle ko le number 20 lebelle kwa le nteng Khumo wa bona gore o go kae o pusha from ko left backing go ya ko le box ola 18 gore a supply le ka bona le la ga Mosana.
Usakhuluma ngoKhumo Modiba uzokhumbula ukuthi last year ubengadlali kakhulu uKhumo Modiba, so into esibonile ama-player amaningi mfethu njengoba ubona la ma-player amaningi kwi-Chiefs basebenzisa ama-player bengadlali last year. For example uCaptain ma-19 bengadlali kakhulu last year, so boKhumo bani kungijabulisile ukubabona bebaqala beba-introduce manje. Tiamo Mosana nsepho kakhulu ufana ngiyakhumbula sadlala noHlophe lo mncane nginoHlophe omncane ngiyakhumbula ngithi nginoSidizo Hlophe and then kuba khona Kilisigo
le mang konje
ngiyamkhohlwa lo uHlophe lo omunye omncane bedlala bo2 hayi lalela
ke batlo fa gape le credit ya le ka bona le la Mosane the positioning ya gago go itse gore o fokae wa bona gore bolo ile ga e baluna ona le ka bona lengwe la SuperSport United o tsene on the second half. He had a clear cut chance but he ballooned the ball, but lebella fela gore Mosana irile kgwele etla kwa ena wa itse gore ke
composure ntsa like
also ayo Ogunlade ubuyile bafethu ngiyavuma ama shot on target amaningi bengu Ogunlade eshaye kude ubuyile Ogunlade nembhekeni kule season.
I want us to go to the under-19 encounter, right? Because we can talk a lot about the under-15s, but it ended 2-1 in favor of KAIZER CHIEFS. The under-19, then, that's where all the drama took place. It was a 2-2 draw, SuperSport United coming back in the end. Let's talk about how heated that encounter was. Lebs, you were on commentary for that one.
Kgaitsedi ya ka gona le motshameki wa SuperSport ba re ke Orifa Mahobelo. Jersey number 27, number 20 o kotsi o tshamekile jalo ko under 15 a tshamekile ko under 19 bona fela Noel ntsa la ke ye tsena ka ene Karaba Modikwe botlhale jwa gagwe o bone le bota gore okay gantsi ya ke tsa
free kick.
Yeah, gantsi free kick ya ka ntsa la ke go godimo bona e rapala tsa fa bona a ena mo fatshe o utlwe ka bana ba sekolo
Stan and cake. Colby wa meditse ka stan and cake mo.
mare Colby le ene ntse like o ska monyatsa ona di tshwara mo le o baetsitse mo
kuno number 10 la fana under 19 Chiefs
E kasi e re tlo fa ka East Rand.
yebo bethu kule bona kule nyaka ufike number 10 number 18 badlala ibhola ngokufana noma egijima off the ball yantwana izandla zila it lalela igama lakhe sasinayo la showing
Yeah.
sasaba nayo la showing kodwa into engichazile ngama under 19 ngibona ke captain omusha waye KAIZER Chiefs but under 19 ye KAIZER Chiefs nayo SuperSport United SuperSport samele sebenze because yakhumbula abakabikho Tashil Raguna nani ku under 19 ye Chiefs so if basa draw so bengabikho ama player amaningi awekho ase campaign KAIZER Chiefs ama under 19 so if nisa draw so kumele nisebenze kakhulu.
I wanted to ask you guys about Ben. Because obviously this is a player that we also been seeing playing across the different age divisions. He was a hard worker this weekend. Are you satisfied with the showings that he put on?
Ben se le ke mo favela mo setlheng se se fitileng ke mitse ha iduma ya tsamaya Ben Eliyahu ha iduma ya tsamaya o hard working ya le ka bona le la ga Ben le
And it was Zulu, by the way.
was Zulu Ben
Yeah.
but like ne ke tshwedi gore he's very hard working tsele ke mona mo setlheng se se fitile his first game ko Chiefs ga tswa ko Joburg City ke bone gore no gona le player gofa ene go ka ela tlhoko e se khale national team youth team
Very soon.
yeah very soon.
I wanted us to also just touch on the fact that KAIZER Chiefs always starts well, especially in under 19. And then after that, because we know DDC, that's when it dismantles the team and then it makes it a bit frustrating for Coach David Matebul.
o ka gopola go nna le bo mpho kgethang ya ka o bua kgetsela ka gore ba tshameka ba tla ba tseiwa and ha ba tseiwa kgetsela ka ke buile ke the span of the team se botlhokwa thata ha o ntsha Sergio mo le ntse la go ntsha bosima bobo go tsenya batho ba tshwantse ba tlwaelane pele so se o se buang ke nnete gore nako tse ding ha ntse ba nopolana ba diga eng mo rethetho wa team ka no itse ke mo rethetho re team ke nga zo ba diga omqiko ba o diga ka gone gaitsela ka experience ele le gore e bana le re maka wanane he ba tsamaya ka yone o tle go tsena mo lo tshwantsa tsena a dire sente kana go tse ding tshwantse o tlhoka game time gore gone go tlwaela go tshameka
le o bua ya lo bone gore le kgolagano ya matala makhubo le bone ne kete ga ina motlaka se ya ga ne re
no ihlale kuyileyo case ona eto ngihlala ngikhuluma mina ukuthi I player once la ku DDC malibuya ku GDL liyasokola angazi indaba.
Do you not think, would you say, with all due respect, do you not think the players then mentally check out of GDL? Because once they get to DDC, the Premier League.
No ngicabanga kanjalo because for example sibone ukuhlwano lihlaku kwi Engine Champ of Champs ezodlala Engine Champ of Champs yadlala ama player GDL akenzanga ngendlela esimjwayele ngayo so namatala makhubu bengasiyo lesimjwayele ama player amaningi once aya ku DDC hayi mayibuya yasokola this side so ngisalindile ukubona uThia Musana two sesentswempu uGadafi from le uMamasisi two sesentswempu but into esibonile lapho iyo leyo mfethu ukuthi ama player from DDC like abo matala makhubu but KAIZER Chiefs akusiyo kuphela DDC khumbula ukuthi KAIZER Chiefs most of the time makuthiwa kufuneka national team most of players KAIZER Chiefs so inkinga iba lapho.
But I'm happy for Lesego Mokai. What a way to introduce yourself. SuperSport United. Defender Anusa the equalizer on the last minute mo e leng gore motshameko no stuile bokhutlo ke mothabetse Lesego Mokai wa gopola gore le ga se tla simolane gona le bothatanyana ka dipampiri tsa ga mara go bontsha ile gore tsotlhe di siame go mo starting lineup.
With SuperSport United coming back in most of the games, what are we saying about the development at SuperSport United?
Kgetela motho development e leng kwa ke ya maema go di mothata ba tlo go tsa ba tshameka le bararo go morago ba re ba itseng Colby Sintle o tswa go Randburg AFC Ndumiso Mkishima go tswa go Randburg AFC Cristiano Serra o tswa go Randburg AFC ka yalo maite ba tletse go tshameka kwa so ha ka tshameka style ha ka sheba style of play sa Randburg le sa ba tle tshwana a tshwana exactly mara ba tshameka ka di wing ka yalo kgaitsela motho maite mogala batlang ka one re tlo go bona metlholo kwa under 19.
Just quickly, I'm going to need a name, right? Player of the weekend from SuperSport United and KAIZER Chiefs.
Division or just in
any
general?
player? Just give me one player.
Liam Frost.
Oh,
I'll go with Liam Frost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shame and never tapala, but anyway. Lives. Unfortunately, he should have gotten a goal.
Yeah.
Lives.
Benjamin Eliyahu.
Chiefs.
Yeah, Tama.
Come on.
Yeah, come my mind,
Lazola Mako.
Lazola
Mako.
Yeah, but utlogela ya mthako gijima so.
Give talk.
Okay, give to him, ne?
Give the egg.
But let's just say maskuluma nge player of the week.
Yeah.
Lazola Mako, le experience bidingeka. kwi-SuperSport United. Number 17, Lazola Mako.
Alrighty, so from you at home, we also want to know who was your player of the week, regardless of which game you got to experience this weekend. We want you to go absolutely nowhere. When we come back, we're talking all things ETA. What is ETA? Well, after the break, you're going to find out all the details that you have to know. Well, welcome back. You're still watching Football on 216, exclusive to SuperSport Schools and SABC+. Use that hashtag, the only one that matters, for the past hour, all the way until 9. It's hashtag Football on 216. Now, football as well as education, a winning combination that certainly gets you all the glory on the pitch, but also secures your future. We want every single athlete to understand that after playing football and after the 90 minutes, there certainly is life beyond the pitch. Today, we dive a little bit closer into ETA College. We are joined today by Olerato, who is a student at ETA College. He's also someone who's already practicing. He works, yes he does, but also still a player. And with him is also his regional director, but not just, who is Peter, but not just them, right? Always have a super sub. You know, you need that one person that you add to your starting 11, and when they come on, we let them cook. Kaskari.
Of course, you see the introduction you gave me, the guys are so envious.
Do you think so?
They don't get that. So,
I mean,
from Brazil
they
straight.
eat, yes.
Yeah.
They eat braai vlees, nyama ntloko, lasagna.
Imagine.
You said you like Korean food.
It's actually chow mein.
Chow mein?
The thing just gets to me.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, no. I think I might fly from Rio to China. But yeah, no, I love the
With
dish.
which poultry?
Now you're getting into the complexities, but you know when
Say
they
the right
mix it
one.
with the
Say the right one.
what? The
We're
poultry.
talking education. So give me a poultry that will stimulate your education and stimulate your mind.
No, man, it's chow mein plus morojo. Ooh.
Plus morocco. And the meat, your choice of meat?
No, it's chicken, obvious.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
I
obvious.
thought he was going to say omega because we're
No,
talking
never.
all things education.
No, never.
Koska, we're not playing 30 seconds together. But anyway, gentlemen, a very good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having
ETA.
us.
I forgot to ask the boys if they know what it actually stands for. Peter, as the regional director, what does ETA stand for?
ETA stands for Exercise Teachers Academy. That's actually the full name of our organization. And yeah, we're a college that specializes in education in the sports and fitness sphere, in that regard, where we offer qualifications, which is degrees. We've got diplomas, which are also 3-year diplomas. And then, of course, we've got higher certificates and advanced certificates as well, specifically for that candidate that wants to study a 1-year program, who doesn't want to enter into a full academic 3-year journey with us, though. In that regard, though.
One would then ask, what's the appetite of students actually wanting to come and study? Because I think of myself, right, working in the broadcasting industry, I literally thought that after high school, I was good and I'm going to be this big-ass superstar and everything else just doesn't really matter. I don't have to go to school.
I think where my passion really lies is in to come to the realization that you're actually not that good.
Oh,
If we,
I felt this.
Sorry.
I felt that.
if you look at aspiring athletes, everybody wants to be a professional football player.
100%.
But to come to that realization quickly, to say that, hold on a second, I'm good and I'm enjoying it, but I'm not necessarily going to be as good to be a professional player. But I can still work in the sports industry. I can still be a coach. I can still be involved in the sports and fitness industry as a result. And that's where we come in, where we give them the journey into a formal qualification, maybe a bachelor's in sports management, where you can be in the business side of sport, where you could be in the sports science element, which is a bachelor's of exercise and sports and leisure, which is also a 3-year qualification. I'm just walking around here tonight and being behind in the studios, that's what our graduates aspire to be, because, hey, I love my football. I'm not a professional player, but you know what? I can go work at a SuperSport, or at any of these GDL teams for that matter. We've got a number of current students that are already involved in a coaching perspective at these clubs, though.
Yeah, Khoshiradi, thanks, man. OT, affectionately
sir.
known as OT.
Yes,
This
sir.
man,
That's
Olerato.
correct.
yeah, when he walked into studio, I thought like, hey, this man might be 36, 37. And he looks mature, but 21 years.
No way.
Huh?
Yes,
21 years.
Is that your football age?
yes, my football age.
Yeah, no, man, I have one question for you. The viewer at home is wondering, what is ETA? How do you get in touch with ETA? And what do they do? I know the director has mentioned a few, but how did you get into ETA?
So how I got into ETA is that whilst I was still in high school,
there was a student career expo that was being conducted at school. So a representative from ETA College approached us, and that type of person that has always been invested in sports, all things sports. So that's from different sporting codes, your cricket, your athletics, so your soccer. So it was an institute that spoke to me. As an athlete myself, I needed to see a different perspective outside of being an athlete. So that's the coach's point of view. That's something that I was interested in, and that's how I got to ETA.
Peter, what's interesting, what he said is that he was exposed to an ETA, but I want to know from the parents, because I think that's where the conversations need to start. How accessible are ETAs to parents, and how much information is out there for parents to actually consider it if they do have a child who's an athlete?
I think what we try to bridge the gap if you don't make it as an athlete, you know, to have some form of formal education. And as OT says, you know, we try and visit most schools in South Africa, you know, where we have expos to engage the matrics. More importantly, after that, we have open days at our campuses where parents can access us. And of course, we've got a website, you know, ETA College, you know, we've got about 10 campuses around the country in every big city where we are situated. And the big thing that appeals to the parent is the practical and the vocational element of our teaching. So it's very practical, which enables a student while he studies to be involved in the industry. You know, so they get involved with coaching. I was seeing some pictures here of the Engine League. You know, we've been there for the last 5 years working at that event. Students working there. You know, that picture that I also noticed earlier, you know, students at Ellis Park. You know, and those are students, I'm not saying graduates. You know, so they are working at these events, at these industries, may it be SuperSport even. So that by the time they graduate, the conversation is, okay, I'm working where I've done my internship. And that's the type of environment that we try to create. And
we understand experience in South Africa is a big thing, yeah?
Yes, yes.
No, I like that because during my days playing, I was craving these opportunities, and now these boys have these opportunities to go and study further and even study what they're passionate about, which is football. What are you doing at ETA, my guy?
So at ETA, I'm a DSC student. That's the coaching in sports and exercise. So that's what I specialize in, and this is my final year.
Nice one. So he's also doing analytics. Me and you numbers. Okay.
Love it.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about you being able to do the two at the same time. One then would say that, okay, but maybe that means because you know you won't be a professional footballer. The mindset amongst you and your peers, how does it switch then? Do you start then thinking about the future? Or is it a thing of, I can actually pursue both careers?
It was a thing of I can actually pursue both careers, and ETA, that's where it assisted me a lot because it balances that dynamics of sports and education. So like Mr. Peter said, whilst you're still studying, they expose you guys to the industry. We've got like volunteering gigs that we participate in, like your Engine Knockout Challenges, your Laureus Sport for Good, your JP Morgan. So that's something that you're exposed to. You grow into the industry. You get to network with all these industry experts. So you also get to have a feel of being a student, working, and then there's the third option of being an athlete. So it's a whole package in one.
Wow.
CHE accredited.
This is nice one. Yeah.
One would say, actually, why is that important? But those who don't understand.
Okay. So if you look at any private institution in South Africa, you know, the questions that a parent would want to ask is this recognized? Is it registered? You know, what can I do with this piece of paper?
100%.
So as an institute, your first one would be the Department of Higher Education and Training. You know, so we are a registered college within Department of Higher Education and Training. And then all the qualification sits with the CHE, which is the Council of Higher Education, you know, that regulates us. So we're not a law upon ourselves. We are regulated and we are accredited by these institutions like the DHET, Department of Higher Education, as well as the CHE. And furthermore, all these qualifications sits with SAQA, which is the South African Qualification Authority, where these qualifications are registered. And of course, they're also on the NQF, which is the National Qualification Framework. So we tick all the boxes in terms of accreditation. But more importantly, you know, you might want to go overseas and work there, or you're a football player who gets a contract. I mean, that happens. We have students who gets a contract. He needs to go to Spain. He needs to go to Europe, you know, and he can continue with his studies there, you know, because we also have an online department. So we can switch a student. And a lot of our professional athletes, they don't have the time to attend a college. You know, they can still do the qualification on an online basis. I was just chatting to Koska earlier. you know, him being a professional, he doesn't necessarily have the time.
Yeah.
You know, you could also study the qualification online as well.
And
with it.
Hoshiradi, since I'm in Rio, I can definitely plug in and do my thing.
100%.
Yeah. So, Peterman, I see you touching on the difference between ETA and academic institutions. And I believe that what I've said now is that I was looking forward to such opportunities, but now these opportunities are presenting themselves now. So my question to you is, like, how does one transition? Because I'm a football person. Maybe there's a parent who wants their kid to play multiple sporting codes. So do you also cater for other sporting codes?
When we at ETA, we cater for all sports. So we've transitioned over the last 2 years into having sports on our campuses as well. Right. So for last year was the first year we started participating in USA, you know, which is University Sports South Africa. You know, we did exceptionally well. You know, to our surprise, because yes, we've got 2,000 students, but compared to a UJ or a big university, we're much smaller than them. You know, but we punched way above our weight. You know, where if I spoke to my colleague earlier, if we do well in the rugby this year, we're going to play in the Shield next year. You know, rugby, and that's a level below Varsity Cup. You know, if we get it right. I'm not going to take on football players. I take on any student that's passionate about sports, fitness, and wellness. You know, so that's the key for us. You know, if you come to ETA, I always say you come in tackies and a tracksuit pants or shorts at minimum.
Yeah.
You know, because we read the newspaper from the back to the front.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
that's how. If you're at ETA.
This is where I want to bring in Olerato, because someone is probably listening, right? And someone is watching and they're saying that, but then what then does the day in my life look like? You're someone who's juggling both. Take us through your day, the day in your life, with all the hats that you wear.
Okay. Day in my life, wake up in the morning, easy drive to school. So school also assists you to juggle time as well, because school hours assist you to like run your schedules, and everything is not a tied up schedule. So school is from 9 up until 11. Up until
In the
11.
morning?
In the morning, yeah.
Oh.
9 up until 11, 11 to 12, that's when you get your practicals in at school. So as we did say, we balance the dynamics of theory and practicals. So what the institution does is they teach you theory, and then they take you out to the field, you put the theory into practice. So after that, I have a 3 hours of free time. That's the drive from campus to school. Then from there, that's when football starts. And then work-wise, I've got work on weekends, which is your Saturdays and Sundays. That's when I get to juggle your video recording, sports photography, play analysis, and then you get instruction from coaches, so you get to work with coaches. On different weekends, they tell you, focus on tactical analysis. So they give you a player to focus on, or if it's a whole squad depth, you focus on that. So yeah, it's everything that just builds up to my knowledge as an athlete.
Wow, that's fascinating. I'm thinking now, while you're talking, he's touching on the numbers. You know, I'm fascinated with the numbers. So I saw an app. They showed me an app which can track players. And since he's talking about tactics, maybe you guys are being given one player to actually analyze on tactical or however. So with such information, I think ETA is definitely flying the flag high.
It becomes really exciting, but then parents want to know cost-wise. How deep am I digging into my pocket? Is it affordable? And education, that is something that no one can ever take away from you once you've got it.
You look, private education is expensive. I mean, it doesn't matter how we look at it. But we try to benchmark ourselves against your Model C schools. So if you come to ETA, it could cost you 80,000 Rand a year. It could cost you 1,000 Rand for a course.
Depending on what you're coming for.
It depends on what you're coming for. So we try to package it in such a way that I can't afford 3 years, come and do a higher certificate for 1 year, you know? Or you can afford it, I want to make this a full-time career, I'm getting a student loan if I can't afford it, you do a full-on bachelor degree. But then we also have shorter courses, you know, so I'll get individuals, they might be working full-time, and I've got a part-time course that will run in personal training for them. You know, that will be 20,000 Rand, you know, in that regard. We've got relationships with the big banks, you know, so because you are accredited, you can get funding at any. We're not in a position where NSFIS, which funds public institutions, that would fund us. But the key is to employment. You know, is to support our students with employment and 100%. A skill set, so that when they're done studying, because it's an investment, that's what your education is. It's an investment in your future.
Prior learning. I'm a coach. I've done my coaching courses, but I went to grade 10. I didn't finish my matric. Am I allowed to go into ETA?
I love that question, you know, because the sports and fitness industry is one of those industries where you've got more unqualified people and qualified people working in the industry.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a former player, I became a coach. You know, I'm a bodybuilder. You know, I'm training people in the gym. So that's what we call, the term we use is RPL, which stands for recognition of prior learning. That could mean it's based on your experience as a coach. It could mean that you've studied something else at another institution. You know, I don't want you to come to me and do a 3-year degree if you've done, let's say you've got a degree in marketing, you know, and now you really want a degree in sports management. You know, we will tick the programs or the unit standards or modules that you've already done, and then you can still get access to another course. I mean, OT is finishing off a diploma in 3 years. He's coming back next year to do his BESL, you know, or bachelor in sports science. But he's not going to spend 3 years. You know, he's going to spend a year with us, and then he's
Basically, you credit people with experience, and
Correct.
it depends on the level you.
It depends on the level.
Well,
And
gents, I wish we had so much more time, but this has been so informative. Thank you so much. You at home, if you are a young player in the Gauteng Development League and you're wondering, what am I going to be doing after high school? Then ETA is a place that allows you to chase your dream, but also chase the check, because it allows you to get that certificate that will make you employable post-playing. Go nowhere. When we come back, we continue with football on 216. I'm going to bring back the gents, and then after that, we're going to throw forward to the big one. KAIZER Chiefs, Mamelodi Sundowns, Clapham High School is the place to be this weekend. Well, for the last time this evening, welcome back. You're still watching Football on 216, the place that is the home for the Gauteng Development League. We merged two worlds, SABC Plus as well as SuperSport schools. Talking all things the Gauteng Development League, just before the break, we had a conversation with Peter as well as Olerato about ETA College, which is a place that allows athletes to also get their qualifications within whatever industry they want to pursue. Guys, you guys were basically saying that you know people who are from an ETA.
Wa bona monate wa live show.
We are
Hore ha tlo etsetsa
live.
live TV. Mondli wa Safa, Muzi Shangase wa Safa.
Oh, nice.
Di graduate sa ETA College. Le Bobski head of football ko vet.
Yeah.
Ki di graduate. So le motho ga le ko ga wa bona gore no ntho ya se mathula tjatjing a se fly by night. Re na le proof ya gore banna ba ba re direlang ko Safa ba lebeletseng organization ya gore Safa e tsama sentle Gauteng Development League ke di graduate tsa ETA College.
100% Lebs. I know you as Mutona, Mutona, an elder. It's really important to merge the two when it comes to pursuing your career, but also having something you can fall back on.
Ya ka ke le motho le gore ke a dira gape ke dira kgola dinao metshameko yo ka
Oh yes, you're juggling the two.
ya bona ka jalo I'm very fascinated this Fiso.
Nice question. I like that question. Fascinated. I like that question. Very fascinating.
Ka jalo kgaitse ya motho ha ke utlwa o le ratwa ntsa di ba gore o dirang le ka bana le dilo tse dintsi yang. So for nna motho ke berekang ke a bereka gape ke ka le nka ya go ETL na go ikwadisa Fiso ka gonne mo kgasong ya me ke batla go diragatsa le analysis gore o itse analysis tshwantse o tiiso la kana le dipampiri tse ditse maybe KFC.
Yeah.
Se monate.
Yeah.
Ke gore it will never feel like you studying, it will never feel like you
Because they're practical.
So se ratang.
Yes.
O dira so se ratang.
Yeah. Well, we absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. As you hear, Lebs has got FOMO. He's probably going to register with an ETA. We'll keep you up to speed as to how that goes. But as you know, the Gauteng Development League is officially in full swing. Next week is going to, well, this coming weekend is going to be week 2 of the Gauteng Development League 2025 season. And man, oh man, all roads, if you don't have plans, you want to make sure that you're coming through to Naturena. That is where two giants are set to meet. Whenever they meet,
KAIZER Chiefs.
No, I need you to say it the way you say it. Bapefeni.
Bapefeni Glamour Boys of KAIZER Chiefs. Le mino na phezulu ka boyelo ha di kopana. Definitely ntsa like di no di ngate ra itse.
100%.
So abatho ba tla ka bontse go ne tshwere re go tlatsa di no get ra itse tlhopatsela di le pedi. Go nna monate even mo fara tlhatleng tsa like go bua ka yone. Ha se fela go tlhopetse ditone le terinyane go atlala.
Yeah.
So ke ikemiseditse thata go gasa ko.
Under 14, Sundowns, yeah, Liwa.
No one asked you for predictions.
Yeah, but esilindele nani yazi ukuthi ikakhulukazi singayisho nalana ukuthi last year ayisho ukuthi sekudala khona SuperSport
2023 yeah
2023 ibhola elabuka kakhulu it was Sundowns against Chiefs because abantu bayazi ukuthi balendeleni lapha into engayisho. Yeah.
Well, you're wondering as to why the gents are here, but before that I was talking to Koska when we spoke all things ETA. It's because squad rotation when it comes to football is very, very important. Squad rotation in the Gauteng Development League is very, very important, especially for fixtures like this weekend.
Tla go go bolelle o tsene ka ko #football on 216 Ernest Mananke ke a itse o rata lenano le tla a re bolella ka tshiamo mosana gore mo ngeng o fitile o na sokola ka di injury yaanong e kitera bona gore o buile e kete o tlo tshwarisa Mamelodi Sundowns bothata sengwe gape se leng gore re tlo se bona mo mafelong a beke between Chiefs and Sundowns ke batla go bona diphetogo tse di diragetseng go Sundowns, change of personnel, change of coaching o gopola gore yaanong development Sundown bana le strikers coach bana le
I was about to say that positional coaching. How much are we expecting from them? Mohamed Bamji still seems like that fierce man on the sidelines you've already seen.
Yeah, kodwa yabona namanje abo coach bakhona yonke into ikhona. But ungakhohlwa ukuthi i-Sundowns ne-Chiefs ama-player vice versa. For example, Jobe Maloka from Sundowns udlala ku-Chiefs manje. For example, Thato Munyemurato from Chiefs to Sundowns. So like mix ama-players angapha adlala nama-team abo. So mostly bazofuna ukuyiprova more than ukuthi sifuna ukuprova ama-coach wethu.
Tsala ke o bua ka Thato Munyemurato mana ke mono go Sundawana kwa. Mme wa bona go utlo bua ka Mohamed Bamji ra mitse gore ole o batla go gapa ke batla go fakela pressure marola kwanda 14 tsala ke ba bona ko Masandawana re itse re tla bona temare se ke tsitse ke gore tsala ke batshameki ba gola under 13 re bone a tlholle teng fela e teng ha e tlhage mo televisioneng under 14 ya bone ke akanya ke gale ba tshameka ngwa go fitileng ka yalo go aga go ntsala ke go tswela pele
I-pressure ngaphambi kokuthi uqale i-pressure enkulu ukuthi asinayo umuntu wakawini under 14. So wonke umuntu ufuna ukuya under 14.
It's going to be a new champion for the very first time.
Itu ke tshepa ile gore di temper ga di lo flare go di benching di le pedi because
Oh no, of course. No. There has to be. You're only friends after the 90 minutes.
ra itse gore di temper ya flare le ba kati le ba tsereganyi ra wana ba ya go di benching go nkga go sa bola ga gona le motshameko wa Sundowns so ke tshepa le ba tsereganyi ba ile gore ba tlo fiwa motshameko.
I was about to ask because we do get closer to the referees, right? We get to talk to them kadi half time. Wena no ba tshwenya anyway. Give me the 3 referees you would give to this specific game.
Asiqale ngalaba kade bekhona kwi-SuperSport United
and KAIZER Chiefs.
Yeah, ngabathatha ngibayise bonke laphana. I think ayikho into engicomplaina ngayo abayenzile wrong laphana. I think ngathatha labo khona kodwa intwana yaseSoweto ngiyayikhohle ngathi imhlophe nyana so euref maybe minus angithi uLegodi lo omunye no Swedi. So Legodi no Swedi ngithatha yena and then ngithatha lentwana ya KAIZER Chiefs njani intwana engathi into so
Kopolanta ngena na refa le
kunale esesencane beyenza matric ngikhohle banegama layo berefana
Mina ngifuna ukwazi ngo-ching-ching.
So but lama ref besinawo lapha no SuperSport megawatts I think they were perfect. I think ayikho into mina ngikhale ngayo lapha.
Nka tsa under 19 ka tsaya Somtsai ka motsenya go under 19 wa gopola the
Thank you, Women's Empowerment, the Hollywood Bets.
Winning Somtsai.
The Hollywood Bets referee of the year.
Yeah, nka motsaya ka motsenya mo under 19.
Ching kanti why?
Izobankulu kunakule game. Sometimes no was good. Was wawina kwi-Engine Champ of Champ.
Yes. So why wouldn't you include her?
Under 19 izobankulu kunayo.
Unenkinga.
No, it's like mamela. Sometimes ngathi mina mangikhuluma naye was like some of the decisions especially kula team la amakhulu kanjena she's still afraid to wins.
But it's platforms like this, Fiso, where we're supposed to grow the confidence. Wakana Makalima didn't start with the Chiefs and the Pirates.
But
she has to start somewhere.
Yeah, with that one ngiyayizwa angithi masikhuluma njalo but angithi ngibuza ngokuthi mina
okay ungafaka ba
according to me
fair according to you that's fine
that guy obebe ref under 19 if according to me not ingazi development but asingakhulumi ngokudevelopa nana but according to me a guy ozongena ashaya ispan that guy better from under 19 in SuperSport United, definitely.
Besides the fact that we're talking about the favorite referees and the ones that you'd put in, I also just want to highlight the fact that the Gauteng Development League is not just about the broadcasters, not just about the players, but it offers the opportunities, Lebs.
Khaitsedi ya motho ya ka o buem like se mo ke tlo pele ka Force Fiso ka kwano khaitsedi ya ka under 19 Legodi mo dira 4th official khaitsedi ya ka ka Magelo Sewedi ke ena le tsamphala ka gonne ka Magelo Sewedi ha gone go a mo tsikitsikinyela wa ema ha buile gona motho o nyaka za mo so le Legodi sampa le monyane mare ka fo butswitse so for nna motho nka bona ka o tshwara motshameko sante ga itlang ai tswedi.
Definitely. I mean, they think it's sure.
And so the platform that it provides, I think let's also just talk about that, because I feel like a lot of people are privy to just seeing the referees, but we get to see the interactions between the coaches, how the referees take their job seriously on and off the pitch.
Ga itse go bule seng ore ha ba simolola ka Chiefs le Pirates le Sundowns ba simolotse go gakala ka jalo ya go buana kgetela motho le bone go bana maitemogelo a mantsi ka gone o kgona go bona ka mo go ba tsang tiro ya bone serious ka teng ha ba bua mola ba buile ka yalo for me ha ke bona seo e ka re lebeletse team motshameko mo mo tonna thata so go bontsha gore ba rutega tlhole di re aga a re age ba tshameki fela re aga ba tshameki re aga ba katise re aga ba tsereganyi re aga motho ba gasi lona ra aga ka kwane kgetela motho because ka give ba teng ka yalo for nna kgetela motho it's a learning curve for bone botlhe ba gola re tla ba bona mo nakong e tlang tsala ke go godimo
Into engithanda Somtsai fourth official wakwambona uSomtsai Mike fourth official ama-coach aqala ethi hey fort mayithi no kuyathuleka into engithanda fourth official akakho uzomlwisa.
And we're talking about, and I know Raps, this is one that's close to your heart. We're talking about Somtsai, right? And her being one of the female referees that we see in the Gauteng Development League. Do we feel like the inclusion is there? Obviously, we're still trying to fight to get GDL to also cater for women fully, where it's like we take it seriously and there's effort being put into it. But also, I think from a coaching perspective, correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't seen a team being coached by a female.
Yeah.
In the Gauteng Development League.
Yeah, all right.
Or at least as an assistant.
Yeah.
And if we're going to say that we're making it an inclusive league where we're investing in the tomorrow of football in the country.
Ke nagana gongwe ke kganya gore itumele ga ba tlhagelele ba emela gore ke teng I think go GDP Women's League ba teng ba ileng gore ditlhopha tsa bone di katiswa ke batho ba bomme. Ke nagana gore ke platform ya bomme gore a re etseng kuelo ge re bomme ga ile gore o na le makwalo a go katisa ka gore Gauteng Development League lone e batla makwalo a go katisa ga o na le one makwalo a go katisa tlhagelela ka magetla ditlhopha di teng re go bone ga ke re a go kgonege gore bone mokatisi wa mosadi ka fa Gauteng Development League a ba tlhagelele.
Yeah, ile nto bengifuna ukuyibuza ukuthi for example last year sibe nama-post besihlale siwashare kwi-Football on 216 iRosina befuna ucoach in befuna ucoach umbuzo uzothi baya-aplya na.
Okay.
Yeah, mhlawumbe singaye intweni kanjalo ukuthi are they applying na yabona into kanjalo but okunye ke ngabo referee I think not per se Gauteng Development League sibabona kakhulu ku-Engine Champ of Champs ngiyayithanda indlela bona umpempe abantu besifazana bagcwele ngayo Engine Champ of Champs siyakhula
ke nagana gore ba ko ABC motsepe thata ba basadi e ko tlase ba ko yona too much ga o lebella ga re le ko Engine di referee tse di mo le ko Eastern ne tlhele re ba le mokatisi le motshwara motsereganyi ko wa re le go ditlo tsana ko PSL a tsanga budule.
Okay, I want to continue this conversation, but we really have to say goodbye to everyone. I just want quickly, your winner from KAIZER Chiefs as well as Mamelodi Sundowns?
I get draw.
Draw? Most of the, and get these 4 games.
Draw.
Sharp draw.
Draw gotlhe.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me first.
14 Chiefs, 15 Sundowns, 17 Sundowns, 19 Sundowns.
Sure.
14 Chiefs, 15 Sundowns, 17 Sundowns, 19 Chiefs.
Well, there you have it. At home, we want to make sure that we see you. Let's fill up Nechirena. It's going to be Mamelodi Sundowns as well as KAIZER Chiefs going head-to-head in the Gauteng Development League on Sunday. 9 a.m. will be kickoff. And as we always do it, just like that, we've come to the end of another insightful, exciting edition of Football on 216. His name is Orapeleng Mokhaki. His name is Fisoguhle Gonke Msimango. His name is Lebogang Mahumen. Tanako Maweza. The back of the net, he says, pa.